I had to help. I touched my bracelet. Nothing happened. I walked toward the group with my hands raised, showing I wasn't armed. "That's Morlis's girl," a man said, and immediately guns were aimed at me. I kept moving until I stood directly in front of Noah, positioning myself between him and the man I presumed to be the leader. Noah's expression was filled with pain, not physical. Even then, he was more concerned for my safety. I lowered my hands and said, "Just let them go. They've done nothing wrong." The leader said that their existence itself was wrong. Werewolves shouldn't exist. The leader gave the order to execute us, and just as it seemed imminent, I felt it. A surge of power. I clenched my fists, feeling a surge of energy unlike anything before, and sent them sprawling at least 2 meters away. I snapped, and the chains on the wolves fell open. With everyone else still on the ground, the wolves and I fled. Once we were safely around a corner, I asked the wolves, "Are you okay?" They nodded in gratitude. Noah smiled, relief evident in his eyes, and took a step toward me. But then he looked alarmed and shouted my name, which was the last thing I remembered before I fainted. He caught me and carried me away. I awoke in a small shed-like house. Noah's back was turned, every muscle tense, his hands clenched into fists. I then saw why. Several other wolves, including Eva, Chris, and the guys from the airport, were in the room, staring at me. Some looked like they might attack, while others stood protectively in front of me. They argued amongst themselves, not allowing me to speak. Later that night, Noah woke me, pressing his hand over my mouth, telling me that we had to go. He helped me up. We snuck out. I still didn't understand what was happening, so I asked, "So, Eva's friend, what's going on?" He smiled and moved closer, very close. I smiled back and met his gaze. He cupped my face in his hands and said that they would have hurt me and he wanted to keep me safe. He pulled me closer until there was no space between us. As he leaned in, I saw he was about to kiss me. When I didn't pull away, he smiled and pressed his lips to mine. That kiss made everything clear. Noah was all I needed and wanted. We definitely weren't safe. Now we had to worry about the shadows, other humans, and the wolves. Speaking of which, there were noises in the wood. Noah sensed some wolves, not knowing if they were on our side or not. We ran. Our story just began. Would we find a place to life? Who can we trust? How are we going to survive? And one of the questions I was most scared about: will I ever be able to tell Noah about my past and the bracelet? Would he understand?